We've already seen the cutoff of the Russian gas supplies through Nord Stream 1. The gas is still flowing through two key routes. One is via Ukraine and the other one is TurkStream, but obviously at very, very low levels. But even if we assume that there is a full cutoff of the Russian gas, we still expect that the EU should be able to balance its gas market based on the current measures which all the countries are implementing. But obviously there are quite a few ifs and buts along the way, and all the measures should be implemented successfully, including the LNG supplies, the demand destruction, and it all needs to be done in a coordinated and manner across different EU countries.
Yes, and therein lies my biggest problem, because I'm afraid to say those people who've looked at the European energy, power and utility markets since the inception, or since, let's say, the last 20 years, have bemoaned the coordination amongst those countries. Angelina, this is a crisis. Will the coordination be better now than it has been?
So far, it has been better, and there were quite a few measures which were put forward by the EU. Obviously, both the EU and the UK are considering various energy packages to support the end consumers, because the gas prices and electricity prices are exceptionally high. If we look at the European gas prices, the TTF benchmark, it's 10 times higher than the gas price in the US. And it is about twice higher than the price in the UK. So obviously, there are quite a few initiatives which are being discussed. In terms of the UK, we've already seen some measures which were introduced. For example, the energy price guarantee, the liquidity facility, and the EU is also considering various measures, including the support for various entities, a potential cut of the demand during the peak hours, and also, as you mentioned, the introduction of the cap for the renewable producers. It remains to be seen whether all these measures will be implemented successfully, but so far we have seen the coordination and we've seen the principle of solidarity.
Yeah, Angelina, it does appear that there was very quick agreement on the idea of windfall taxes on energy companies, and that seems to be perceived as a relatively easy win for the bloc as a whole and a bit of an open goal. But ultimately, what are the consequences of that going to be for investment in this sector, for the extra investment required for the transition for renewables, and ultimately for the companies themselves that have to bear these additional costs? Because ultimately that money would have gone into to retained profits.
Yeah, it's a very good question. I mean, windfall taxes for oil and gas have already been introduced across different countries some months ago. They were introduced in the UK, in Spain, in some other European countries, so it's not an unexpected measure. In terms of the investments, I mean, the oil and gas prices are exceptionally high. Oil is around $100 per barrel, and then the gas is, well, it touched on 80, it's slightly lower now, dollars per MCF. They are exceptionally high, and we expected that there will be some additional taxation on the oil and gas companies. So all the hydrocarbon producers are generating significant cash flows, and they should be sufficient to cover not only their taxation needs, but also their capex needs. And they're paying very high dividends as well.